take a look at another one of those action flow charts. So that one that we looked at, would that be, we'll just use the colors because I think it's kind of neat. Would that be like red primarily for the front, blue for the technicians, or would it be a purple one that both could utilize?
I think it's purple because it's got to be sold at the front desk and it's got to be done behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, that's got to be purple because the front desk has got to sell it. I think the extended test drive is the one thing that we did that's so different about that. The trip check and the pre-purchase, there's an extended test drive. Basically, you got to drive the car far enough and long enough, and that takes like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. That's one of the big things, and I didn't know if that was on there because you find more.
Well, let's take a look.
There was a test drive on there.
It was. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember seeing it.
We test drive every single car up and down our little street out front, catching sway bar links, struts banging, wheel bearings, brake. We have so much rust up here, the backing plates will rust and rub up against the rotor. You either got to rip them off, or you got to take the brakes off and cut them off and then put the brakes back together.
Yeah.
And the other thing, we have so much rust, it freezes up the pad slides and the pad holder, and then it freezes up the caliper slides. Mm-hmm. So taking that apart every 2 years, regardless of the thickness of the pads, unless it's just about worn out. I've sold so many front and rear brake services and not even funny.
Probably a lot of brake lines too, huh, Jim?
Oh yeah, lots of brake lines, fuel lines, but they've gotten better with coating them.
Oh, have they?
They've gotten a lot better with coating them.
Okay. So yeah, the test drive's on here, first one, but it doesn't say extensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, extensive one, and to be insured, it includes turns both ways. I'm glad they added the speedometer thing because that's brilliant. But this is where, are there any indicator lights illuminated would be as well. So let's pull another one. Did any other ones that we had seem like one you guys are interested in looking at together?
That's on our PMI sheet. On our PMI sheet, are there any, is the TPMS on, is the ABS on, vehicle stability control, check engine light, that's all on there.
Mm-hmm. And do you charge for those, Jim?
That's part of the PMI, which we were taught by the group not to charge for. Mm-hmm. But we used to charge for it in the form of a general check, but we used to not do that comprehensive of a PMI general check on every car. Right. So it kind of morphed when I joined the group back in 2013-14 from, we'd charge for a general inspection $80 to, we're giving away PMIs because that's what the group said, to now it's hard to charge for a general inspection. I don't know. It's probably not making sense to some of you guys and confusing others, but.
No, I get where you're coming from. I think that just from my perspective, and, it's sometimes we have to pivot and adjust. And I'm not saying charge for inspections, but if you got a 1 week backlog right now, but if it's because of staffing, that's different. But if you were consistently that busy, it might be time to go, maybe the opportunity is there to where we can start charging for some of these, or we draw the line onto, like the way Jerry put it. What did you call it? A no wrench inspection?
15-minute no wrench
inspection free, and then all this good stuff a fee. I mean, like you said, you're airing up the spare and all four tires, and if you are going to pull a spark plug, there has to be labor involved with that in some particular point and way, because it's not fair to have to pay a technician and then the shop doesn't get paid. So you'd be amazed. I've had a lot. I would flirt with that a lot. Because we would check almost anything for free, and it would get frustrating. And you would have that customer that you start to recognize and realize that, hey, everything that this guy ever comes in and we check, he ends up getting it fixed, but either he's doing it himself or he's taking it someplace else. It was never neglected. So that's when it's like, hey, Mr. Cheney, are you okay with, I want to get your authorization that if, for the inspection, we're going to charge X number of dollars. If you authorize the work, we'll waive it and then go toward the repair. Are you all right with that? So I can pay my technician something for their time. 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes.